salir a cantar. Mientras más alto los tacos, mucho más ritmo me dan. Son como unos bongos repicando sin parar. Un pasito adelante y otro atrás. No hay quien pueda con estos tacones como yo, repartiendo ritmo sin parar. Mis tacones.
Throughout history, women have fought persistently for equality. We have fought to come out of the shadows, climb the ladders of success, organize for change, and make our voices be heard. Today, we're the majority in the world. Women represent 51% of the global population. We also represent 51% of the U.S. population. We continue to progress in all sectors of society. However, we're grossly underrepresented in leadership positions. The glass ceiling still exists. Latinas are also leading a significant and powerful trend in America today. We are becoming politicians, doctors, lawyers, business owners, filmmakers, bankers and stockbrokers, astronauts, journalists, corporate and government executives, U.S. Secretaries of Labor, and yes, Supreme Court justices. We have the power to influence the future of this country and the rest of the world. Although we're witnessing the glass ceiling being shattered, the number of women in leadership positions does not represent the dramatic growth of our population. There is urgent need to prepare, inspire, and empower more women to seek leadership positions by walking the halls of influence in their high heels. The outstanding women in this film are role models who have demonstrated great courage, determination, a desire to succeed, and a passion to lead our global future.
I had never thought that I would be in government or that I would be a congresswoman. That wasn't what was my plan. I just one day got really upset about something going on in my hometown with respect to education, and when I went to talk to my congress member, he wouldn't meet with me, and so I said to my family, I'm going to run for Congress. And I did, and I beat him, and that's how I became a congresswoman.
I never would have thought it. That's why all of the young ladies who are listening to this and viewing this video, if they think you know exactly what you're going to do when you grow up, you never really know, because I was trained to be a teacher. I wanted to be a teacher, became a teacher, but then here I am in the United States Congress, and I had never been involved in politics before. But listening to the concerns and the problems of both my students and their parents, I got to know more about the issues of our community, and I said, boy, that's a lousy law, and that's a terrible regulation, and I need to do something to fix that. Not just individual problems, but collectively as a community. And that's what inspired me to run for office. And of course, because of my Cuban-American background, I was born in Cuba, came when I was 8. The fight for freedom, for liberty, for respect for human rights is my passion here in Congress. So I thought that I would never be here. I never had a desire to be here, but now that I'm here, it's a wonderful opportunity to help so many people.
Women make up 51% of the population, and we need to be in positions of power, whether it's in government or in the private sector. We ought to be able to motivate more women to get involved civically and culturally and to take their place rightfully in society. We are no different from any other woman, but we also bring different talents and skills. The President has given me this opportunity to serve as the first Latina in the history of our country as a cabinet member, and I know I won't be the last, and I hope there are more women that will consider public office.
We're given a lot of responsibility in these roles, and you want to be able to perform, and you don't want to let anybody down, and the stakes are so high right now that you want to make sure that you're absolutely prepared to take on any of those who would challenge our community and our right to be here, and any of those who would try to somehow oppress our communities. And they need those of us who have been given certain gifts or talents or opportunities to speak up for them.
For Latinas, we have a historical responsibility in this moment to own our leadership and own our voice and own our power. That's how we can all do it.
You know, the truth is that there is discrimination. and it is harder if you're a woman. And there are barriers, particularly if you're a Latina, in a world where maybe the Latinas they know are the people who take care of their homes. So they have never seen anyone like you or had a relationship with someone like you up close. But I have to say that as I've really looked for myself, that the biggest barrier we have is ourselves.
But I think it's true that oftentimes women have to work twice as hard to get half the credit. And so you really have to be outstanding in order to get noticed. So for women, there are still those barriers of trying to convince our male counterparts that we are natural leaders and deserve to have positions of power and respect.
One of the things that happens, I think, to a lot of Latinas is that we struggle so much with the issue of power and of being leaders, because we see leaders everywhere else, but when it comes time to kind of see ourselves as leaders, we're kind of like this. Me? You want me? Because we kind of internalize this thing that we need other people to give us permission.
We're multitaskers. Just that alone is a profit maker to anything that we make. Because a woman will be able to look at those different things going on and think of, pues, que hazle por aquí, que hazle por allá, y que si le agarro aquí, que si le agarro allá. We're so good at taking from here and doing that, and while we're doing that, we'll also start this. And so look at the productivity that happens when a woman brings that infusion of, why are you so worried about A following B and following, hombre, just get in there. And I always say that, people talk in corporate terms about thinking outside the box, but when you never had a box, you do a lot more thinking.
You can have it all. You just can't have it all at the same time. So something sacrifices. And you have to make those choices, what's going to be sacrificed. If you choose to have a husband, choose wisely. And make sure that you choose someone who supports what you want to do. Not as a gift to you, but as a commitment to who you both are as a couple. That's an important thing. So that's how you strike some balance. You can't have it all at the same time. You have to really take care of your health. And I'm a 9-year cancer survivor. I can't believe this. It was a wake-up call when I got cancer, because I realized that I had abused my body, by not sleeping, by not resting, by not nourishing it. And it takes a wake-up call. So I don't want Latinas to have a wake-up call.
I think that I represent what many women out there are struggling to do, and that's balance a career with family, and trying to keep true to our roots, but use our experiences from our culture to try to help give a voice to people who don't have a voice.
I read a quote from Jackie Kennedy Onassis, and they asked her, how do you manage? How do you deal with this, being a mother and a political wife at the time? And certainly, it's not like she was out there having a career. But she said something very poignant that I felt always stuck with me. If at the end of the day you haven't taken care of your children, then really nothing else matters. I guess what I'm trying to say is that balance is going to come if your house is in order.
I have 30 nieces and nephews. They're all younger than I am. And I really see them excelling and knowing what the ropes are because they have a tia who has done that before, who has gone to college, who has, who is a young professional and who has the potential to do a lot more. Those nieces and nephews are definitely my inspiration and my courage.
Follow what fills their spirit. There's going to be a million stories out there. There are a million things in the world we can restore and we can make better. But what is the one that speaks to you? Follow that one. Because no matter what happens, no matter what challenges, no matter what darkness, no matter what struggles you may face, because of your commitment to that issue, your connection to that, you will see it through.
I would also say is listen to your inner voice, because your inner voice is telling you something for a reason. And so many times we don't listen to our inner voice, especially women. Oh, we're too emotional, we're too this. No, that voice is telling you, that's the God-given voice inside of you. Listen to it, follow your heart.
If you believe it here, it will come from here to here.
And it is unfortunately that most of our young Latinas, and even some of the Latinas, are afraid to speak up. They're afraid to have their true feelings known.
When you find your passion, it becomes effortless. In other words, you want to be doing the work. It's not work. It becomes something that you enjoy doing. That's the most important. If you find a passion, you work hard at it, it's going to take you places.
I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a partner, I'm a Marine, I'm a college graduate, I'm a business owner, I'm an activist, I'm an athlete, I'm an artist, I'm a filmmaker, I'm the captain of my own boat, I'm Mexican American, and I am a Latina.
So great to have the opportunity to wear all the hats that I wear on any given day. So I'm a highly successful entrepreneur, so I have businesses that I'm involved in. I am a wife, I am a sister, I am a daughter.
I'm a self-made millionaire. I like to say that I'm a very happy poor millionaire because I've used my wealth, and this is my personal story, to give to others. So I'm rich in all the things that money hasn't been able to buy me. I'm really rich, rich in culture, rich in tradition, rich in values.
Since the project started and the work with the activists to create the change within and then be the voice for the outside world, we had seen the end of child labor. We had seen human trafficking go down exponentially, and we have seen changes happening in the people and understanding that they do have rights, that they are entitled to get paid, to work a certain number of hours, to have a pension, and that they're not property.
I love this country for giving me the opportunity to walk in the White House, to have lunch with the President of the United States, to fly on Air Force One. There is no country in the world that gives the opportunities that we have available for us.